Warning, this episode contains scenes of graphic body horror, extreme violence, disturbing transformations, and intense psychological terror that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Now, welcome back, creeps and creepettes. You're just in time for another bloody bedtime snack from your favorite butcher of the bazaar. Tonight's tale is a real egg cracker, a grotesque little yarn about a nerdy scientist who's been pushed around. So he mixes a little DNA, loses his mind, and grows some fur, and comes back hopping home to settle a score. And let's just say, this bunny's got a bone to pick, and he's not afraid to use every last tooth. Before we start peeling back the secrets, make sure you subscribe to the podcast and turn on all of those notifications, or I'll be hopping under your bed tonight. Don't forget to smash that like button. Smash it like a cafeteria tray to the face. Now then, on to the night's story. And I call this one Rottentail. Enjoy!
They used to call me Rabbit Man. At first, it was a joke. Now, it's a warning. I was a government scientist, fertility research. That's what they paid me for. But I didn't care about babies. I wanted to evolve us. I made something new. Self-replicating, regenerative, faster than anything nature allowed. They told me to shut it down, but I didn't. Then it bit me. It was just a scratch. Then the fever came. Then the visions. My skin bubbled. My back snapped. My teeth fell out. Grew back all wrong. I coughed up fur. I bled out memories. And I started to hear things. And I looked in the mirror. I saw the mouth inside my throat, a second set of eyelids, fur pushing out through the muscle. And I didn't scream. I smiled. Then I remembered Easter Falls, my hometown, Coach Riggins, the kids, the ones who laughed when I stuttered, who threw food at me in the hallway, who called me Cottontail. Their names are like flavors on my tongue. Coach Riggins was first. He was sleeping in front of his TV, drunk, old. And I dislocated both shoulders and slipped in through the doggy door. Easy. He opened his eyes right as I drove my hands through his chest. No scream, just a sound. Like gurgling glass. Next was the high school cafeteria. I arrived at lunchtime. The smell hit me first. Sweet, sugar, cafeteria meat. I stood in line, just like I used to. Nobody even noticed. Until the first tray shattered against the floor. Until I bit through someone's spine. Blood sprayed the vending machines. A girl slipped on someone's insides. The teacher tried to lock the doors. I turned him into a doormat. They called me a freak. Now they call me God. And then I saw Grace Bennett. She was a teacher now. Older, still kind. She saw me and begged, not for herself, for the children. And I paused long enough to hear the hope snap in her voice. I let them live, but I left something behind. Not pain, a gift, and a hat soon. I no longer sleep. Every night I shed skin. Every morning I wake up new. Faster, stronger, hungrier. I'm not the disease. I'm the cure. They call me Peter. They call me Doctor. Now they call me Rottentail. And you don't have to believe any of this. But you should start running, because I can already smell your blood. And I'm hungry again.
Well. Looks like Peter Cottontail finally got to dye some eggs. Then blood. What do we learn, creeps and creepettes? Well, never bully the quiet ones. Especially if they're carrying syringes, twitching, and smell like wet fur. He asked for respect. They gave him mockery. Now the town's got more body bags than bunnies. Here today, gone tomorrow. If you enjoyed tonight's tale, don't keep it all to yourself. Share this episode with your friends, or you might wake up with a certain gnawing at your front door, with very sharp teeth and a basket full of rage. And if you're listening on Spotify, Amazon, or Apple Podcast, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we drop exclusive horror shorts you won't hear anywhere else. Some stories are just too twisted to make the jump. You want to stay in the loop like a noose around your neck? Visit our website, it's lurking in the show notes, to get news, merch, and sinister exclusives you won't find anywhere else, unless you're brave enough to dig them up yourself. Now before we pull the plug on tonight's little resurrection, next week's episode is one for the ages. Or should I say, the ageless. A teenage boy built a time machine in his stepdad's basement. But instead of moving through time starts moving through him. Years vanish in seconds. Bones crack. Teeth fall. And something at the end of time is whispering his name. Oh yes, little time travelers. That one's coming up next. And it's ticking with terror. Before you scurry off, be sure to leave a comment below. Tell us what you thought, or scream into the void. We're listening either way. Until next time, remember, if a creepy scientist offers you an Easter egg, don't bite, 'cause it just might bite back.